This is Switzerland, but not the Switzerland most tourists see. A city where a mysterious medieval tower stands in the middle of a river, hiding secrets that historians still debate. And somewhere among the Alps lies a village so beautiful, it feels completely unreal. A train glides across a bridge suspended hundreds of feet above the ground. Most people think Switzerland is just about chocolates, luxury watches, and the Alps, but today, we're exploring 5 extraordinary places that showcase the country's most stunning landscapes, hidden stories, and unforgettable experiences. Number 1. Appenzell. Located in northeastern Switzerland, Appenzell is one of the most charming and traditional regions in the entire country. Unlike the modern cities of Switzerland, this place has managed to preserve its old-world character for centuries. Walking through the village feels like stepping into a living postcard. Start your journey in the heart of Appenzell. Stroll through the village center. In fact, this is one of those rare places where the best thing to do is simply wander. Look closely at the buildings. Many of them feature hand-painted facades that tell stories of local history, traditions, and family heritage. Every street feels like an open-air museum, and around every corner, you'll find charming bakeries, traditional Swiss restaurants, and tiny local shops selling handcrafted goods. Now take the cable car up to Ebenalp. As the village disappears below, the views become more dramatic with every passing minute. Rolling hills transform into rugged cliffs. The valleys stretch endlessly beneath you. The Escher Guest House. The building appears to be hanging from the side of a mountain cliff. Number 2. Zurich. It's a city filled with medieval streets, hidden viewpoints, crystal-clear waters, fascinating legends, and some of the most beautiful urban scenery in Europe. Our journey begins in the heart of the city, the Altstadt, or Old Town. As you walk through these narrow, winding streets, you'll notice colorful buildings, hidden courtyards, tiny cafes, and church towers peeking above the rooftops. Soon you'll spot the twin towers of the Grossmünster rising above the city skyline. This iconic church has stood here for nearly 1,000 years. As we continue, let's follow the Limmat River. Along the riverbanks you'll find street performers, waterfront cafes, and some of the city's most photogenic views. Eventually the river opens into the breathtaking Lake Zurich. The lake stretches toward distant mountains, creating scenery that feels almost unreal. One of the best things you can do here is take a boat cruise. As the city skyline slowly drifts away and the Swiss countryside comes into view, you'll experience Zurich from an entirely different perspective. If you've ever wondered where some of the world's wealthiest people shop, welcome to Bahnhofstrasse. This famous avenue is often ranked among the most luxurious shopping streets on Earth. You'll find designer boutiques, Swiss watchmakers, and luxury brands everywhere you look. Number 3. Bern. Built on a peninsula surrounded by the turquoise waters of the Aare River, Bern is often called Switzerland's most underrated city. As you walk through the cobblestone streets, you'll pass sandstone buildings, medieval fountains, hidden courtyards, and centuries-old arcades. Start at the heart of the city, Zicklog Clock Tower. As you stand beneath this medieval clock tower, you'll notice people gathering several minutes before the hour. Because every hour, the clock comes alive. Next, wander through the UNESCO Old Town. Walk beneath the city's famous arcades, known locally as Laubahn. These covered walkways stretch for nearly 6 kilometers and form one of Europe's longest covered shopping promenades. As you wander, you'll discover colorful fountains scattered throughout the city. You can't visit Bern without meeting its most famous residents, the Bears. The city's very name is believed to come from the German word for bear, bar. Today, several bears live in a spacious riverside habitat known as Bear Park. Watching them roam, play, and relax beside the Aare River is a surprisingly enjoyable experience. Number 4. Lucerne. Nestled beside a sparkling lake and surrounded by mountains, Lucerne is one of the country's most picturesque destinations. Imagine arriving in a city where snow-capped mountains rise above a sparkling blue lake, medieval towers watch over cobblestone streets, and legends of dragons have survived for centuries. Let's start with Lucerne's most iconic landmark, the Chapel Bridge, or Kapellbrug. Built in the 14th century, it's one of Europe's oldest covered wooden bridges. Look up at the triangular paintings hanging beneath the roof. These paintings tell stories from Lucerne's past, almost like a medieval comic book. Right beside the bridge stands the mysterious water tower. Over the centuries, it served as a prison, treasury, watchtower, and even a torture chamber. The old town is filled with colorful buildings, painted facades, hidden fountains, and narrow alleyways that seem designed for wandering. Stop for a coffee. Listen to the church bells. Now let's visit one of the most emotional places in Switzerland. Carved directly into a sandstone cliff is a giant dying lion. The Lion Monument honors Swiss guards who lost their lives during the French Revolution while protecting King Louis XVI. Number 5. St. Moritz. Nestled high in Switzerland's Engadin Valley, St. Moritz isn't just another mountain town. It's the place that transformed winter from a season people endured into a season people traveled thousands of miles to enjoy. Let's start with the heart of the town, Lake St. Moritz. If you're visiting during summer, you'll find people sailing, paddleboarding, and relaxing along the lake, while the surrounding mountains create a picture-perfect backdrop. But winter is when something extraordinary happens. The lake completely freezes over, and suddenly, it transforms into a giant playground. Horse races, polo matches, and even cricket games are held directly on the frozen surface, something you won't find in many places around the world. Now, if there's one experience you absolutely shouldn't miss, it's the Bernina Express. As the train leaves St. Moritz, you'll pass glaciers, deep valleys, dramatic mountain passes, and stone viaducts that look like they're straight out of a fantasy movie. Next, take the cable car up to Corviglia. As you slowly rise above the valley, the views become more spectacular with every passing minute. Once at the top, you'll be rewarded with panoramic views of the Engadin Valley, sparkling lakes, and snow-covered peaks stretching far into the distance. So, if you're planning a trip to Switzerland, don't just visit one destination. Each place offers something completely different, yet together they reveal why Switzerland is one of the most beautiful countries on Earth.